What happened, obviously a lot has changed, so for me to just say, all right, we're doing a video, it's usually like, okay. Instead, back then, you were giving me a lot of resistance. I was working at a plumbing shop. I was covered in shit all the time. It was not glamorous. And yeah, I was inspired. I saw Waffle Pwn doing their videos, and I saw people were making money, so I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. Let's try it. And that's honestly the true origin. It's kind of crazy. You know, a lot of misinformation. People think I had this whole plan out from the start, and I kind of did, and you'll find out more. But it was kind of an accident. I just did some research online, saw nobody was doing the Freak Out videos regularly. I didn't even know Angry Grandpa at the time. I didn't really look. I never found their channel. I don't know how. But it was all Waffle Pwn, and I wanted to make fun of them. And I wanted to do it with my dad because that's something you wouldn't normally see on YouTube.
And I had nothing or no idea about it, and I was just going by your judgment and trusting you on what you wanted to do.
You didn't know YouTube. I mean, I had just learned that you could be making a lot of money on it.
And I just thought it was a crap of shit, or a lot of shit, but I just didn't know. But I was trusting you, and I figured I'd give it a shot. We'd give it a, do our best.
And it was actually based on a real concept of we weren't allowed to play video games on this television, or else it would ghost images on the screen. That was the supposed worry.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous, Juggies. The fucking.
But that's what I thought.
That's what he thought. So you're like, all right, let's make fun of it. So it kind of was a little bit real, but we were overacting. It was a parody. But people started thinking it was real. So guys, we're about to react to the very first Psycho video. We'll add a little commentary. Let's jump into this. We haven't watched this in a while. All right, and play. This was Jeffrey's old room, which is now my room.
Stupid thing.
Jeffrey pretends he doesn't know how to use the camera.
And it was never that
So
neat
my
either.
little brother Jesse's playing Xbox on my dad's TV, and this is like one of those things like nobody's allowed to touch this TV. Every time my dad,
it was all about the timing too. Remember how many times we were in the driveway waiting to do this?
Because you'll see on
my dad
me
shot me a text 5 minutes ago.
This line we always make fun
saying
of.
He'll be home in 5 minutes.
Text me 5 minutes ago, saying he'll be home in 5 minutes.
How many seconds? This will be fun.
But yeah, I'm actually texting my dad from the couch saying go, so he can pull in the truck with the right at the right time.
Well, how many times did we do that? Do you remember?
They'll get to see the behind the scenes.
Okay.
I know Jeffrey fucked up his opening so many times.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Because I remember backing up and down the driveway. I don't know how many times because every time it was screwed up.
If you listen to Skyrim, the lines, it's kind of symbolic of what happens in the video. And if you look, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Obviously, for those that know the finale, you can see the full circleness. Some people have tried to expose the video because honestly, if you look to the right and zoom in on the power brick of the Xbox, it is orange, showing that it's not actually turned on. We had my mom in the back room, ready to yank the cord. Watch this timing. Boom! My mom yanked an HDMI cord at the exact time that's running into the back room. Actually burned my hands.
Yeah, and it was actually good timing. And then the first time there was no fire, remember? Because it went out a little smoky.
Me trying to fan off an invisible fire, that was our homage, our Easter egg to Waffle Pwn, the kid that always takes off his clothes and he freaks out. I wanted Jeffrey to track us through the house with these windows, so I waited so you could see me through the windows. Almost missed this, look.
But actually the timing, if you think about it, for never doing it before, I think everything worked out perfectly.
I think because of that timing, made it so much more authentic.
Right, the hesitation of it and then seeing it.
I always love that line. Are you fucking crazy? This is the equivalent of this is the freak out pretty much right here. Freak out on the brother, which needs to happen.
No, get that fucking camera out of here! Get that fucking...
I normally never curse this much. It was strictly, I felt that's what this guy would do in the situation.
Yeah, because we talked about the cursing a lot, so.
Yeah. Jeffrey's laughter makes these, and his commentary.
And Jesse praying to the game, too, so it was pretty good.
I will put it back together.
Very iconic line. So there you go, Jay. So now you know. Now after that came out, it's not like it instantly blew up, went viral, and my life was set. That came out December 22nd, 2012, and some people started catching wind of it. I actually shared it on Facebook, and friends of mine from school were like, yo, is your dad actually like that? And I was like, no, dude, you know my dad. My dad wouldn't actually destroy a fucking Xbox. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, because I had a lot of problems with that too, about destroying stuff and being a cheapskate and things like that. Breaking a $200 or $300 item, it was hard. And then going to work every day and then hearing everybody asking about it. And then when it went on Facebook, that's what.
So that was in the beginning, and it didn't get any views. It was like my friends saw it, and that's usually who would see the videos. So they would then share it. And they'd be like, Jeff Ridgway did this, he broke his son's Xbox, and it was a slow burn. Like maybe after like months did it get 100,000 views, and that was insane for me. That was like, holy shit, like that's more views than I've ever had on my whole channel for the last 7 years combined. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. And you'll find out, what happens next in the next episode. But we did have my mom hiding in the room to yank out the cord. So if you look closely in that video, you will see an HDMI going into the other room, because that Xbox... Wait, so that Xbox didn't work then?
No, the Xbox didn't work.
So you know what?
A secondary one in the other room. That's how it all worked.
So you didn't get it in the recreation of the scene, but I realized that, oh shit, I do have an old broken Xbox that we might be able to, so that way I didn't sacrifice it. So I lost nothing. We were breaking an already broken Xbox.
But give your mom credit, because she was blind between the doorway. She was going just by judgment, things like that, to pull that cord and to go off the screen of the TV.
And that's just one of those little things right at the beginning that we did, that we got creative, and by the end, it's insane to see how creative. So like that happened. We sat on it. I think it took maybe like a year. Maybe a little less than, to get 1 million views. And for whatever reason, I was never thinking like, oh, let me do a follow-up. It was just like, oh, that was cool. Because for me, I hated them. The reason I hate it was to make fun of the freak out videos. I was like, these are so stupid. Like, they're so obviously fake. But people in the comments were like, oh my god, that dad's horrible. Like, that's crazy. And people thought it was real. And I was like, what? How do you... Like, we were overacting. But I didn't really question it. And I just kept doing my normal content. And that was that. I thought that was it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be showing the raw behind the scenes footage right now. Enjoy that for what it is. And it's so stupid, because Jeffrey's filming the ground for the first 2 minutes. Jeffrey, although he's not here with us to watch this one, he will for the second one. But he could give two shits about filming. He's like, yeah, what? Like, you'll hear him. He just like doesn't really care at all. You want me to film? Oh, okay.
Little attitude.